Now let's see how to apply the context variables to a job. We just created it. Now let's see how to apply it to a job. So let me open my simple job that I created earlier, and inside this, let me, instead of writing this to a log, let me write it to a delimited file. Don't worry about all this. We will talk about them in the next section. For now, just understand. So here in the context tab, we can add our context. So just like for schema we have built-in and repository, here also we have something like that, but it won't show as built-in or repository. If you want to use context that you created in the repository, you click on this button. It will show you the context that you created in the repository. Then you can select that and click OK. Then it will populate the context that you created in the repository. It will use that. That's all you have to do. If you want to prompt this value when you run the job, just check this. Since we called, or since we used a context that we created in the repository, anything you change, you should change in the repository. So if you want the check mark done, you have to check it there, and you will get what prompt message you want. You can change it accordingly. Then you have to click finish, which changes in all the jobs that you are using this context, which I don't want to do, so I'm not doing that. Okay, so now we successfully applied the context variable, that context group that we created in the repository, and we have a variable, context variable, in that context group. Now let's run the job. It ran successfully, but if you see, I didn't use this context anywhere. So where do I have to use this context? Since this is a location, directory location where my file is, so obviously I have to change my location here. So how do I change, how do I tell this component to use this particular context? So what you do is remove this. I want to write that to this location, some file. So this is my context from here to here, not the entire directory, only from here to here. So what I will do is I will remove that. Here I have to enter the context. How do I do that? So if you remember, control space, it will give access to all functions and different variables, global variables, and to your context. So you can go here and search for that, or the simple way is you write context dot and then now plus control space, then it will only show you all the context. So you have that, then you append this string, because my context course data, it only takes me to course underscore data slash, that's it. But I want to write the file to then inside that output and to that. So that's how I do it. That's how you call a context from a job, and that's how you use it in a component. Then let's click run. Now successfully written. Now I should see that file. Till here I have created a variable for this directory, and then I appended it to output, then sample.csv. So it got successfully created. So that's how you add a context variable to a job.